Hello everybody, this is Mackerel Phones, and I am playing Kirby Planet Robobot. I have worked hard, or at least had to practice a bit of self-discipline to keep myself from getting any spoilers about this one. In any case, I am very excited for this game. It looks like, based on what I've heard of it, that it contributes really shockingly substantially to the Kirby lore, and in fact appears to have many connections to older games. So in order to avoid spoilers, you should probably have played all of the other games in the series first. Street pass again, huh? Alright. Would you... Might as well, even though it'll never get used. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to do this. No, no. No, let's not... Well, no much choice now, do I? Okay, thank you. Okay. Sure. Well, now that that's out of the way, I suppose it suits the corporate theme that this game seems to have going. File 1. So we have story mode, and what else do we have? Oh yes, we have Kirby 3D Rumble. This is a very interesting looking mode, which... Heck, I'll go ahead and take a look at it for a minute. I've always wanted a Kirby game in full 3D that wasn't, just, Kirby Air Ride's City Trial, that is. I really hope that this is a prototype for a future Kirby game. I would love to see a Kirby game that is fully 3D like this. Well, let's go to level 1 then. I do wish there was some kind of context here, but if this is just a tech demo... Alright. Press B and... yeah, it seems like it's about the same as usual. Rack up comp. Another game with combos. Knock out a bunch with the penetrating bullet. Sure. Alright. Maybe I'll just go for the first world here. Green greens! Alright, let's see. We got a... This bet... I really do hope they make this into a full game like they did with, that Captain Toad treasure tracker thing. That'd be grand. Oh, and we can puff up, too! It's important to be sure. What is it with the Kirby series and having, floating, islands in the sky? They've been doing this since Kirby's Dream Course, where it was supposedly part of King Dedede's big floating fortress. But they also did it in, Kirby, Tilt and Tumble. Nice try, Waddle Dee. Oh no! It had to happen eventually. Given, you know, the kind of game that we got here. Alright, who's next? That was a nice try. Not really, that was a pretty pitiful try, guys. You didn't even stand a chance. I suppose that for the sake of continuity, we'll assume that Kirby is going through those floating islands of King Dedede's once again. And that these are King Dedede's troops who he needs to fight for whatever reason. Oh, hi. Presumably because King Dedede's henchmen are always running around causing King Dedede kind of trouble. It is, after all, just the kind of guy King Dedede is. The kind of guy who causes trouble for people. I totally could have gotten a great combo there, but instead I didn't. Let's see who the boss is, shall we? It's interesting, the level select on this map's automatic. Kirby's Dream Land 3 music? Dude, this makes me very happy. I might note that the game, from what I've heard of it, does have quite a few callbacks to the Kirby's Dream Land 3 and the Dark Matter trilogy games in general. That was it? Oh, here's the... It's Masher! It's Masher! Talk about, you know, callback to the Dark Matter games. In Kirby's Dream Land 2, Masher was one of the Invader's henchmen. He also appears in the anime as a as one of the most powerful demon beasts who gets rebuilt later on. In any case, this Masher is a bit more of a pushover, seems to me. In any case, this is a pretty simplistic arcade game style experience. New record! Oh, makes me feel so accomplished just because this is the first time we've done it. Heck, maybe I'll see what the second level has in store, if it's going to have more musical surprises. It's funny. Normally, reusing old music would seem kind of lazy. Wait, there are only 3 levels? Heck, maybe I will do all of them then, if that's all. Let's go. I'm sure the story will be very engaging and interesting once we get to it. But I was just as excited when I saw that they had this. And really, they also had that RPG Kirby mode too, don't they? That's another one I'm looking forward to. I would love a Kirby RPG. I feel like they've teased at it a couple of times with, first with the, what was it called? They had that, Kirby's Quest thing in Kirby Mass Attack. And since then, well, there's the RPG mode in this, too. If they went somewhere with that, that'd be just... I'd buy it. I would just say, give me, you know, I'd give him my money right away. Oh, it's Grizzo again. It's also Broom Hatter, but they're gone now. Heck, they could use this perspective, a sort of isometric perspective, in the Kirby RPG. That'd be something, I think. Also, I think this is... No, I think this might... I'm not sure. Well, actually, this music's a combination of Kirby's, Dream Land 3 and Kirby's Superstar, isn't it? I think it is. Alright. Combos, man. It's all about racking up those combos. Here, as in certain other titles. Star blocks and full 3D running around, this is just amazing. I know that it's really quite a basic kind of gameplay, but it's not one I'm used to with Kirby. And that's why I'm so blown away, because I love Kirby so much, apparently. These bad guys in this mode seem to be much more, a bit more oh, Kaboo! Nice try, Kaboo. I think it's interesting that Kaboo has so many sort of supernatural elements. Bouncy? Talk about references to the Dark Matter games. What? Masher again? Oh, I get it. Maybe Masher was a mass-produced demon beast and we're fighting them. Because the bad guys in this game do come... They are like a evil company from space, actually. I do know that much about it. And that would be very in keeping with the Kirby anime, now wouldn't it? Oh god, get the... Oh, I didn't get it. Oh! Well, another day, another Masher. We did not inhale it in time. My mind is really just going crazy with the possibilities of a Kirby RPG. You could have this kind of perspective, and you could have the RPG elements they've shown us in the other Kirby fighting thing mode in this game, and in Kirby's Quest from Mass Attack, like I've said before. I know I'm repeating myself here. I'm getting a bit disorganized here, but it's just because I'm so excited. I'm so excited. The possibilities, man. I've been daydreaming about having a Kirby RPG ever since I first played RPGs, actually. Anyway, let's go through this. We're gonna get through this. Oh! Is that a Spear Waddle Dee? It is. And this music's from Air Ride. It was certainly not one of the best Kirby games, but not a bad one. All the same. Alright, we gotta get a combo, right? combo! Well, not as good as it could have been, I suppose. This music is so dramatic, it makes me feel like something more important and exciting must be going on, when in fact it's just like a little arcade game with no plot. Shame, really. Bouncy! You see, why does that Waddle Dee have to be asleep? It's just cruel that way. Really, it is very exciting, epic kind of music. It sounds like the sort of thing that would be in the soundtrack of the Kirby anime, actually. And incidentally, a lot of music from Kirby Air Ride was from the anime. I suppose the Scarfies introduce a new mechanic here insofar as we cannot inhale them. Because this is what happens if you try to inhale a Scarfie. Is that what just happened there? Alright. Another warp star and we'll be off this checkered island. Maybe this does tie in somehow to the main game. We could come up with how Masher has been sent by,
the bad guys.
"20 times combo." I don't know that I really did a 20 times combo. I thought I just did a combo 1 times. Oh, I see. A combo is what you get by just continuously always hitting them. Not necessarily by, not necessarily, as a result of, say, hitting a bunch of them at once. Although I do still think doing so gets you a higher score. We're getting pretty near the moon. I'd almost think we're gonna go meet, return to Floralia. But that's not gonna happen. How are we gonna take them out, though? I guess like this. I guess like this. I guess like this. Like this. Yes, exactly like that. Oh, we got a Bronto Burt, huh?
Bronto Burt!
Bronto Burt is just a bully. And he could be an NPC in, That was a lot we inhaled at once there. In any case, he could be an NPC in the Kirby RPG. And he could be a bully character. And he'd go through a character arc where he finds out that really people would like him more if he was just a little friendlier. More dark matter music. This one is from Kirby 64. One of my all-around favorite Kirby games. Which, however, did not feature Masher in any shape or form. That was a disappointing final boss. The music is still going, though. So... Oh, we're fighting multiple Mashers in this one. Can do. Once again, that was not very difficult. Oh! This is like in the anime when the Holy Nightmare Company built a new Masher. Wait, this is a remix of the Dark Star music. Actually, it might just be the Dark Star music. Which, once again, implies that there's a connection to dark matter here, since, you know, dark matter was the last time we saw a Masher. It worked for dark matter. But we still won. Thanks to all these abundant health items. And that's how Kirby ate Masher. That was really neat. I really would like to see a whole full-out Kirby game of that kind of perspective. Let's see. So is that it? Are there going to be more levels? No, that was it. I have to say, that really does seem like a tech demo of something bigger we're going to have later, doesn't it? Let's hope so. In any event, folks, I don't think I'm going to play through the Kirby fighting RPG-esque game that's also on here, at least not right now. We, after all, have a planet Robobot to get to. But actually, what is it called? It's called Team Kirby Clash. Alright. Planet Robobot. If you told me, you know, a year ago that the next Kirby game they were going to announce would feature all of these elements from Kirby lore and would have on its cover Kirby piloting a mecha, I wouldn't have believed you. Funny how life works out sometimes. Like Rip Van Winkle, Kirby awakens to discover the world transformed. Once again, more Kirby's Dream Land 3 kind of stuff here. In that we're against an enemy that has spread octopus-like out to the 5 points of the planet, and I assume we're going to go to each of these points successively. Wait, code cubes? Huh! I suppose that's what we'll have instead of sunstones in this one. And I suppose we'll have stickers instead of keychains. In any event, let's go. Yeah. This must be where Kirby awoke. This is really neat music. I almost hate to leave the map, it's such neat music. What a good camera angle! And so Kirby discovers that, as we too are discovering, the alien invaders have thoroughly combined the natural surface of Popstar with machinery. Their machinery, of course. They've even replaced the flowers with cogs and screws. That's pretty bad, actually. And here we have a Waddle Dee in a mech suit. Bye. I see, the Waddle Dees are the ones who have enabled them to do this, because they're construction workers. So the Waddle Dees, once again, are not working for King DDD, but are working for the game's antagonists. Oh, man. Yeah, this is Kirby, alright. Spark ability. Very fitting given the theme. Was that a cyborg Bronto Burt? Also, is that item a soda can instead of a typical energy drink? If so, I have to say, it seems appropriate enough given the aesthetic they're going for here. In any case, it's obvious that these Waddle Dees have fully bought into the reconstruction efforts, which I suppose that the aliens are trying to pass off as some form of progress, when in fact, it's only benefiting themselves. In any case, the Kirby series does have a long history of industrialists and factories being bad guys. This is true both of the games and the anime. Who could forget the abandoned factories of Shiverstar back in Kirby 64? And we're going into a really big building, it would appear. Or near it, anyway. Of course, there's also the huge, sort of hauntingly desolate, it's an armed Waddle Dee. Not anymore. Not so armed now, are you, friend? And of course, there are those almost, desolate, kind of, wastelands of, or not wastelands, but desolate, just empty industrial scenes from, Kirby Canvas Curse. I thought those were kind of, odd when I was a kid, you see. Because they really did... The grim music they had, incidentally, a remix of the factory theme from Kirby 64, letter H, from Kirby 64, really did add to that sense of emptiness. Really, I thought that Kirby Canvas Curse really was a pretty gloomy one, really. Anything over here? No! No, there might be something over here. Might be. There is! There was something over here. Oh. I think we were just supposed to go in the background there. Oh, there's a Galbos! I think that's what those guys are called. In any case, they really are going all out on these Kirby's Dream Land 3 things. Good! This is good. I know that I still haven't been entirely good at expressing myself. Oh, I know Bandana Waddle Dee. I know all about him. Thanks, Bandana Waddle Dee. I know that I've continued to be sort of flighty in my commentary, but it's just because this is so interesting. I have such high expectations for this game that I'm probably going to be disappointed. Honestly. Wait, we're already on the first boss? Okay, maybe not. Maybe we're not. This is Clanky Woods, by the way. They've, as part of their horrific mechanization project, they've apparently turned Wispy Woods into some kind of horrible robot, a mockery of the nature that he once embodied. But I suppose that, then again, it might be they've just built a robot that looks like him. I'm not entirely sure. Those Waddle Dees, though, they've learned that there's a, a bad side to supporting industrialization, I guess. Can't get me in here. Okay, maybe it can get us in here. Let's not stick around. Oh, one of the... What? It's in the foreground. What is that? It's one of the data. It's a code cube. This item contains code that will unlock the barrier leading to the boss. Ah. Oh, I see. It really is this game's equivalent of the Sunstones. Although I would argue that to some extent the Kirby series is always a science fiction, it's clear even this early on that they're really going all out for that aesthetic. They're going all out this time. Really is just a reskinning of Kirby Triple Deluxe though, isn't it? Why, it's Mr. UFO, who, come to think of it, never really appeared outside of this, number 9? That's the entire sticker? Okay, that's a better sticker. That's Rick, one of Kirby's longtime buds. He ain't the brightest guy, though. I'm digging these techno remixes, man. Kirby Canvas Curse also had techno remixes of a lot of older Kirby music, but in Canvas Curse it seemed to be part of the idea of this corrupted world that Kirby was exploring. Whereas here it's, because of course, it's about robots and cybernetics. You see, this Kirby game is tackling transhumanism, which is a very complex and lofty subject. Let's continue going. What was Patched Plains before it was Patched Plains? Was this a grassland from Kirby's Dream Land 3? Was it Prism Plains, where apparently Kirby's house is? And apparently where I suppose that Poo Poo Village was in the anime? I guess so. But now they've turned it into this. It's not exactly hideous. There is a certain charm, clearly, to their industrialization, but the aliens obviously don't have an opinion of the intrinsic value of nature, do they? Rather, though, they do have an opinion, and it's that it does not have an intrinsic value. So they can just tear it down and exploit it all they want. Wait, is that a completely robotic Bronto Burt? I think it is. They're even replacing the animals and fauna of this planet with robotic versions. We do not need your robots. What we had were good enough for us before, thank you very much. Really, it's kind of a creepy idea that they're going around replacing everybody with robots. Are they making some commentary on how the workers get— It's a boomer! Are they making some comment— Okay, we have to inhale it. Are they making some commentary on how, Wait, is that the Crash Kirby helmet from the anime? I can't quite tell. I'll have to check on that. In any case, are they making some commentary on how the workforce gets replaced by machines as time goes on? I suppose they must be. I'll take a ice cream cone over cherries. It's higher calorie, and you need that when you're doing as much physical activity as Kirby is. It's one of the invaders! He looks kind of like, he looks kind of like Megalore. Wait, what am I doing? I have Crash! There's not going to be much of an invader here after we use Crash. Or not! Actually, no. That did do a lot of damage. In fact, I think it did all of the damage. This is some very cosmic sort of music we have going on here. Sure. What is this? This mysterious— It's the Robobot armor! This mysterious mech produces different powers depending on its pilot. Kirby's copy ability power has transformed it into a shape-shifting copy robot. Huh. Wait, scan specs? Wait, what do you mean scan specs? This just seems to be punching. Well, I suppose we have to be near an enemy with an ability, right? Yeah. Okay, it doesn't do much to protect us, but that's a lot more than scanning. In any event, what kind of armor is it that would, you know, have this property of imitating what its holders, you know, what its pilot is doing? I mean, it certainly is clearly a different, all-around different piece of combat armor as it stands now than it was with the alien in it, but... And so Kirby begins fighting the invaders at their construction sites with their own technology. Appropriate enough. It's also appropriate enough that they're using a domestic labor force. These Waddle-Dees... I'm sure these Waddle-Dees have been promised all kinds of big things. What they don't understand, though, is that in the end... Wait, what? Ah. Interesting. Hey, what the Waddle-Dees don't understand is that in the end, these invaders are going to not give them a square deal. And they're going to be sorry that they went along with this project of theirs, once they, too, are deemed obsolete and replaced with robots. Ah! Oh, we can ride it with, in this. This is so cool. This is just really... I am really liking this. This already has had more cutscenes than... or at least as many cutscenes as Kirby games usually have. What are they showing us here? Oh, I see. We can double jump. And we can also... there's also damage for falling on an enemy in this mode, which is what I would expect. This is clearly a heavy piece of equipment we have here. Oh, it's a D-Kaboo. Not anymore, it's not. This is good. I am liking this. It so far hasn't had any of that overdone Kirby sadism. Wait, insert. Oh, what a clever use of the analog stick. Oh, the other way. Thank you for pointing that out to me. I feel kind of silly now. This soundtrack is really good. I wonder if there's if it's available anywhere. Oh, it's a Poppy brother. Maybe I should have taken his copy ability. In fact, you know what? Nah, it's too late. It's too late. I had my chance. All right. Let's go. There we go. Oh, I see. They've been replacing the natural landscape here with these kinds of interchangeable parts, because it's all one big assembly line to them. I understand why it might have some applications as far as how do I put this? Convenience and traveling goes, but it's just outright disrespectful to the land. I tell you, nature is sad, right? Is that a robot Cappy? They're even making mockeries of them. Kirby, I think this is one of the more sinister antagonists you've been up against, and we haven't even met him yet. Man, they've done more of a number on Popstar than Dark Matter did back in its day. Because, sure, Dark Matter was bad, but back then, sure, it took over almost the entire population of the planet, but it didn't attempt to rebuild the planet. I suppose that here we're up against a foe with grander designs, huh? Dark Matter, bandana, or Dark Matter. What am I saying? Dark Matter was a bad guy. Or thing, it wasn't even a guy. It traveled from planet to planet, possessing everything it could. Initially out of some misguided attempt to have friends. Oh, another one already? Nah, we don't get a stone ability. Okay, let's go back there and probably find some hidden items. Unlike in Kirby Triple Deluxe, I feel no qualms about smashing up these guys' technology. These guys are the bad guys. Why do they put all those... What are they? Did they replace trees with, like, giant light bulbs? Oh, wait, we could have just gotten a sword ability. Waddle-Dees, you have a sorry excuse for real Robobot armor that we saw those invader troops transporting. Alright. Oh, dude, this is good. This is good. It reminds me a little bit of Kirby 64, where you could combine copy abilities into all kinds of crazy new copy abilities. This gives me a similar vibe. Now let's open our first bit of loot in this game, in this suit of armor. Another code cube, huh? Sure. This is really something. I'm surprised, though, that they'd use wood beams for their supports for their machinery like that. I suppose that they only have so many resources. That opening scene of the game was actually very reminiscent of the Destroyers from the end of the Kirby anime, when the Holy Nightmare Corporation attacks Dreamland and does so with these enormous starcraft, which are called Destroyers. Personally, though, I have hoped that this is going to be a better story than the anime's was. Not necessarily a more entertaining story, but... okay, yeah, we can't get through there. What do we gotta do? Here's what we gotta do. How do we get up there? Oh, I see what we gotta do. This is what we gotta do. Here we go. What? No, not yet. Not yet! I guess yet. Wait, can we get back into it? No, we can't. And we lost our sword ability. What was even the benefit of that? Whatever. Nope. No, there's something to get down there, and I'm gonna get it. That's what I am gonna do. We're gonna go up there, and we're gonna get back our sword ability. Or I suppose steal back. In some sense, Kirby's always stealing, ain't he? I suppose the answer is yes. Alright. Armor. Alright, we can get back into it. Good. Let's see what secret's behind this door. This music really is cool. Why, thank you. We've gotten all the code cubes. Although I bet you what, even this thing could do nothing to a Gordo. Even these invaders probably can do nothing to a Gordo either. They might be big and tough, but nothing can beat a Gordo. That's one time that the bizarre mother nature of Popstar cannot be topped by technology. There are also more in these cool cinematic camera angles in this one. Oh, we keep the Robobot armor even when we go through the door, do we? Interesting. Go, Kirby, with your Link-like hat. Go. That was close. I'd go for a piece of pie right now myself. Okay, what do we got? Chili! Oh, chili. We all love chili. Who's next? Anybody else? Yes. The number 5. I suppose that these numbers are going to add up to something after a while, but not sure what. And what? Oh, a bean bon! I remember them. Those were a common enemy in Kirby Mass Attack. I forget the name of the islands that they're in those games, but that's where they're from. Is from those islands. Oh, there's another one. Ultra Sword. Oh yeah! Those were, I remember that from Kirby's Return to Dreamland, yes. Might have been on the cover. Was it on the cover? Not quite sure. Alright. Level 3. Let's keep going then. Oh, there's that big building we saw. I imagine we're going to go inside that skyscraper, which is shaped kind of like a, what do they call those? Like a dreidel? I forget what those are called. It's kind of top. Listen to this music for a sec here, huh? Delightful.